Hey, some final thoughts about testing your program, in addition to all that vocabulary you have to learn. Aren't you lucky? We also have to look at program correctness. Just because the program works does not mean that it's correct. Just because you can punch numbers in the cash register doesn't mean you're getting the right amount of change back. So you want to make sure that your program is correct. If you're not sure, ask somebody. The next part is the assertions, checking preconditions and postconditions. Preconditions for any piece of code, whether it's a method, loop, or block, is a statement of what is true immediately before executing the code. So anything that has to be met before the code can execute. Postconditions is a statement of what is true immediately after the code, which again could vary depending on what we're trying to do. And then we also need to check the efficiency. That includes the CPU time, the number of machine operations required to carry out the program. And this is when we're talking about bigger programs, as well as the memory. Refers to the number and complexity of the variables used. So how much memory you need to allocate to run your program. A game like Call of Duty needs a lot more memory. If you remember some old computer games like NFL Coach required 3 or 4 different CDs to run the entire game. That's how much memory it consumed, and that was before computers really started to store a lot of memory on their hard drives. Programs like NetBeans do take up a substantial amount of memory to communicate with the CPU. So, there's a lot of vocabulary that you're expected to know for the AP test here. Learn the words and never make assumptions about the program specifications. Always write down a design before starting to write code for these bigger projects, which is what I'm going to start requiring of you now that we know the fundamentals.